There are people who make us better, and they are being fucked over. Right? Who makes the people better who make us better? We have to. We have to stand up for them, because what are we without them? We're broken. We are less than ourselves. We limp on. And who are the people who aren't broken, who don't limp on? The rich, the people at the very top, the people who can afford to take themselves out of the collective us, the people who have bought their way out of the reality of being alive, the people who are with sharp elbows prepared to climb over everybody else on their way to the top, the people who don't feel kinship, the people who don't feel humanity or a shared responsibility of being on this planet, the people who feel that they are self-serving, that their destiny is to be at the top and screw everybody else. Please don't clap, because none of these things deserve applause. They deserve nothing but outpourings of shame on those who choose that path. It is wretched to be of those kind, of that mindset. We are better. Most people are better. Most people want to teach or make kids okay, or see vulnerable people be less vulnerable. That is what most people want. But the people at the very top don't want that. The people at the very top want what is best for them, and screw you. Screw you in the wheelchair. Screw you who just got to this country. Screw you at your lowest, at your most vulnerable. Are you going to help me? Am I going to be richer by your being here? Or do I have to shell out for you? Well then, piss off. Because I'm in this for me, not you. Their God is mammon. Their God is their bank balance. And as long as that's getting bigger, then God is smiling down upon them. Life is about so much more than a bank balance. Your choice to be a teacher, your choice to be within the NHS, your choice to help, to be productive, is your choice to make, because you are alive. And you are part of the glory of being alive. You are part of the majestic human experiment. You are the consciousness of the universe, and your contribution and the value of that contribution matters. It is defined by your greatness as a human being. It is not defined as your greatness, as your value to a bank, by the numbers that appear on that little bit of paper at the end of every month. We can be wonderful, but we are governed by people who do not see the world that way. Their God is the market, and let the market decide. Their God is mammon. Our God can be love, can be kinship, can be comradeship, can be accepting that we are part of a shared experience of being here and now. Dr. Gersh said that the hours that you were due to work were going to be 7 AM till 10 PM, and show me the MP that works those hours. I've got to tell you, don't do that to yourself. Don't ask us for a juxtaposition between an MP and a doctor. That's like asking which is better, cuddles or being stabbed. You know, it's... Don't define yourself in the light of anything that those people are up to. The cuts that are happening in this country are deliberate. I quite like that these doctors are lovely and caring, and they're sort of scientists, so they're willing to ask open-ended questions. Whoever thought that was a good idea? Oh, they clearly didn't think that through. No, they did think it through, and they deliberately went with this, because the plan is very simple. You underfund the NHS, you undermine the NHS, then you demonise the NHS, and at the end of that process, when no one's got any faith in it, you stand there, one tear in your eye, and say, well, we did everything we could, and we just couldn't make it work, so we've had to give it to private companies who, thank God they were here, so that they can now share that burden. Oh God, but honestly, guys, seriously, guys, we did absolutely everything we could, it just didn't work, and we think it was probably the doctor's fault. They know what they're doing. They know what they're up to. This is part of the plan. The only defence is us. And it becomes the issue of how do we stop it? And we only stop it in unity. The job for every person here has to be find somebody who thinks you're wrong and wear them down. Find somebody who doesn't, find somebody who isn't in this room and be evangelical. Because it would be one thing if I was standing here coming up with some kind of conspiracy theory, but all of the things that are happening are provably true. You can look at the government's own numbers to show how this is happening, the privatisation by stealth. You can look at we live in the information age. Go to NHS Not For Sale, go to the National Health Action Party website. I'm sure Unison have written a thing or two about it in their time. The information is out there. We have to be evangelical. Austerity and the necessity for austerity is a lie. These are ideological cuts that are delivering a smaller state on the say-so of the paymasters of the Conservative Party. None of these cuts need to be happening in the way that they are happening. They certainly don't need to be hitting the most vulnerable and the people at the bottom of the ladder. The cuts are now beginning. The cuts we now accept and are able to witness are affecting healers, people who make us better. Is there any higher calling than that as a person? To heal, to bring life into the world, to help people when they feel crazy, to be smart enough to do anything you want to do and still choose to be a doctor, to know the hours that you're going to get into and do them anyway, and to stand up and fight for your colleagues when you know you're being done over. These are the best of us. So let's fucking fight for them.